Hudson and His Forest Friends, a story inspired by Wanda Gilbert, written by Christine L. Pass. In the cute town of Deer Park, there was this really old car called Hudson. It used to be owned by a wealthy family, but during a tough time called the Great Depression, they had to tell it goodbye. They didn't have enough money to take care of it properly or even to add gas so that they could go to town. The family parked Hudson in a big field and hoped they would one day get it back. What they didn't know was that this field would become a magical place for Hudson, full of surprises and friends. As the years passed, the field turned into a huge forest, hiding Hudson under its green branches. Vines wrapped around Hudson like nature's hugs, making it a part of the forest's secret hideaway. The animals in the forest, the wise and curious ones, found Hudson. Squirrels made a hideout in its nooks, birds sat on its roof, and a rabbit family even built a cozy home under it. Hudson wasn't just a car anymore. He became a friend to all the creatures, and together they watched season after season change. In the middle of all the nature sounds, Hudson made his own music and whispered to his forest friends. The leaves rustled and the animals sang, while the car that used to zoom on roads developed a gentle hum from the wind upon his metal. Hudson was singing along with the forest's happy tunes. One day, some raccoons decided Hudson was their new playground. They played a lot and accidentally gave Hudson some little scratches and bumps. This upset the animals in the forest who loved Hudson and called him home. Some of the animals wanted to yell at the raccoon and make them go away, while others wanted everyone to be friends. The forest animals, led by the wise owl and a very persistent beaver, had a meeting with the raccoon to try to figure things out. They wanted to solve the raccoon trouble without being too grumpy. The raccoon, though, got a bit mad and said they didn't like being called into a meeting for nothing more than having some fun. The once happy community of animals started having problems. They needed to fix their friendship and bring back the happy times they used to have. In the middle of all this, Hudson, who was a wise observer in the forest, could feel the tension between the animals and wanted to do something to help them find peace. Using the wind and the rustling leaves, Hudson whispered stories about a time when all the animals were the best of friends. Inspired by Hudson's stories, a group of animals decided to talk to the raccoons and try to make things right. They found out the raccoons weren't trying to be naughty. They really had just wanted to have some fun and thought Hudson was a wonderful treasure to have found. When the animals heard this, they realized they had something in common. They all loved Hudson. Even though they solved one problem, there were still things to fix. The animals had all been hurt by the situation. Those animals living in, on, and under Hudson were upset that Hudson had been hurt, and the raccoon were hurt that the other animals had gotten upset. That meant they all had to learn to trust each other again. So they had more gatherings and used new ways to talk. They said sorry for their mistakes and wanted to be better friends. The wise turtle even suggested a way to solve problems together by working as a team to help keep Hudson and their home especially safe. With these changes, the animals started being friends again. They understood it wasn't just about keeping their home safe, but also about working together to understand one another and, of course, being kind to each other too. The forest became peaceful and the animals lived happily. Hudson, with his love of the forest and all the animals, became the heart of a place where everyone felt safe, happy, and part of one big, furry, feathery family.